Yes. Chapter 40. Gauraha Pasyanatma Vrindai Shri Lakshmi Vijayotsavam Shutva Angopi Rasolasam Rishtaha Premna Nanartasaha. Accompanied by personal devotees, Sri Chaitanya went to the festival known as Lakshmi Vijayosava. There he discussed the super excellent love of the gopi. Just by hearing about them, he became very pleased and danced in great ecstatic love for the Lord. All Gurus Sri Chaitanya were known as Gaurachandra, all Gurus Sri Nityananda Prabhu, all Gurus Sri Advaita Acharya, who is so exalted. All Gurus to all the devotees headed by Shivas Thakur, all Gurus to devotees had taken Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as their life and soul. While Sri Chaitanya was resting in ecstatic love, Maharaj Prataprudha entered the garden. Following Sarva Bhattacharya's instruction, the king had given up a royal dress and entered the garden in the dress of a Vaishnava. Maharaj Prataprudha was so humble that with folded hand he first took permission from all the devotees. Then with great courage he fell down and touched the lotus feet of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya was lying on the ground with his eyes closed in ecstatic love and emotion. The king very expertly began to massage his legs. The king began to recite the verses from the Ras Leela of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the recited chapter entitled the word Jayati Te Adhikam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
You know this? You know the Gita Govinda?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Jayati Dedikam Janmana Vijaha.
Puja Vrinda Mataji, let us give her a chance. She is the elder devotee. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
You will sing?
I mean, how many? Just first verse shall I sing, or all the 19?
All the verses you sing. How much time it take? 5 minutes?
No, it will take a long time. So I'll just sing the first one, Prabhuji.
No. You sing some at least 10-15. Take care.
Okay, just 1 second, please.
I'll make you, I'll make everybody muted and I'll then give you a chance.
Yes, Prabhuji. I'll just taking it out.
Yeah, take your time. Get to books.
Yes. No. Just should not waste the time.
See, you should reach till this place. Tava Kathamritam.
Yes.
You start with Jayati and reach Tava Kathamritam. Okay?
Tava Kathamritam. Yes, Prabhuji.
Start with Jayati. Is that the first verse, Jayati?
Jayati Tedikam Janmana Vraja.
Start with the beginning, no problem. Start with the beginning.
Starting is only it's like this, Prabhuji. Jayati Tedikam Janmana Vraja Shrayate Indira Shasvatadrahi Daita Drishyatam Dikshutavakas Tvaidritastavastvam Vichinvate. So first verse is over, Prabhuji. The second one.
You continue.
Yes, okay. Sharadudasaye sadhu jatasat Sarasijodhara Shri Musadrisha Suratanatate Ashulka Dasika Varadanignato Neha Kimbadha Vishajalapyayad Vyala Rakshasat Varshamarutad Vaidhyutanalat Vrishamayatmajat Vishvato Bhayat वृषभते वयं रक्षितामुः न खलु गोपिका नन्दनो भवान् अखिल देहिनाम् अंतरात्मदृक् विखनसार्थितो विश्वगुप्तये सख उदेवान् शाश्वतं कुले विरचिता भयं वृष्णिदूर्यते चरणुमेयुषां संश्रुते भयात् करसरोरुहं कान्तकामदं शिरसि देहिनां श्रीकराग्रहं व्रजजनार्दिहं वीरयोषितं निजजनास्मया ध्वंसनास्मिता भज सखे भवात् किं करिष्मनो जलरुहाननं चारुदर्शया प्रणतदेहिनां पापकर्षणं तृणचरानुगं श्रीनिकेतनं फनिफनार्पितं ते पदाम्बुजं कृणुकृतेषु न कृन्दिहृच्छयम् मधुरया गिरा वाललाक्यया बुधमनोज्ञया पुष्करे क्षणा विधिकरीषिमा वीरमुह्यति अधरसिद्धुना प्याप्य वास्वना तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिता जना.
Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
You read Tava Kathamritam. You can tell in essence when this was spoken and what is the meaning of essence of the meaning of all the verses.
See, this was sung during the gopis during the Rasa Leela, when Krishna suddenly he disappears. They feel very unhappy. They couldn't find Krishna anywhere. So they are going like a mad women, going searching Krishna everywhere and singing his glories. And some people and some gopis, they are imitating him in his pastimes and all that. So in the Viraha Gita, actually it is.
Okay, Viraha, separation. Viraha. Okay, now yes. Can you tell the meaning of first few of the verses? There's at least the first verse and the Tava Kathamritam verse.
Tava Kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhireditam kalmashapaham shravanamangalam srimadatitam bhuvi grinanti ye bhuri jagnana. I mean, as much as I know, I'll explain, Prabhuji. See, your Tava Katha, Tava means yours, Kathamrita, it brings so much of peace and happiness to people when people listen to your stories. Katha. Kavibhireditam kalmashapaham shravana mangalam, which is so important to listen and to recite also. Bhuvi grinantiye bhuri jat jana. That's all,
Prabhuji. What is the meaning? That when people hear your story, you can read the meaning from the shloka. We have the book with you.
No, I don't have, Prabhuji. I have only the verses written. Meaning means I have to take out my Bhagavatam book and find out. It will take time.
Take some time. We will start continue.
Yes.
The king began to recite the verses of Rasa Leela from Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you, Mataji. He recites the chapter beginning in the word Jayati te adhikam. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter 31, constitutes what is known as Gita Govinda or Gopi Gita. But Bhagavatam has many Gita, just like you have Bhagavad Gita, there is Gopi Gita, Uddhava Gita, Brahmara Gita, Bhu Gita. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard these verses, he was pleased beyond limits. Then he said again and again, go on reciting, go on reciting. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you cannot hide. Everybody knows who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows what's happening. Not that anything is unknown from the Lord. But he was now taking service from him unofficially because, he's not supposed to meet a king. He's a sannyasi. So he said, I didn't know. He's taking service. As soon as the king decided the verse beginning, Tava Kathamritam, the Lord immediately rose in ecstatic love and embraced him. So how much your heart should be pure? if you want to drink nectar like this. And what the devotees should do like that only. Devotees sit together with affection, chant the verses from Gita Bhagavatam. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Ramananda Rai, always discussing Krishna consciousness like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had the intimate associate Ramananda Rai, Saru Damodar. What he was doing with them? Fighting with them? Never. Drinking the nectar. He used to, whole night he used not sleep, drinking the nectar of Krishna consciousness. Upon hearing the verses recited by the king, King Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "You have given me invaluable gems, but I have nothing to give in return. Therefore, I am simply embracing you." So king was blessed. After this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to recite the same verse again and again. Both the king and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were trembling, and the tears were flowing from their eyes. How beautiful the heart has to be. You want to become, you cannot become Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can become like the king, correct? How much it should be. The devotees are drinking together the love of Krishna. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhi iditam kalmo shapaham shavana mangalam shrimad atatam bhuvi grinanti tiye bhurida janaha. My Lord, the nectar of your words and the description of your activities are the life and soul of those who are always aggrieved in this material world. Nectar of your words and description of your activity, the life and souls were all in the green metal. The narrations are transmitted by exalted personality. So, hearing Bhagavad Gita can give nectar to the heart. You forget also Mattamasha. These narrations are transmitted by exalted personality and they eradicate all sinful reaction. Whoever hears the narration attains all good fortune. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Those who spread the message of Godhead are certainly the most munificent welfare worker. Now, this is a certificate from the gopis for preachers. Many of you are engaged in participating in preaching directly or supporting. So you're getting blessed by Radharani, by the gopis. After hearing the recitation of the verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately embraced and recited King Pratap Rudra and cried, "You're the most benefited. You're the most beneficent." At this point, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not even know who the king was. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, mercy was aroused because of the king's previous service. Therefore, without even asking who he was, the Lord immediately bestowed his mercy upon him. How powerful is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu! Without even inquiring about the king, the Lord made everything successful. Finally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Who are you? You have done so much for me. All of a sudden, you have come here and made me drink the nectar of pastimes of Lord Krishna." The king replied, "My Lord, I am the most obedient servant of your servant." See, this is the spiritual world. In the community of the spiritual world, everybody identified himself as servant of the servant. Nobody says, "I am special, I am the master, I am the best." That's rubbish. It is an ambition that you will accept me as a servant of your servants. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed some of his divine opulences to the king and forbade him to disclose this to anyone. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed him Radha Krishna form or something, some divine opulence. Hey, don't tell anybody. Chalo, go. Although within his heart, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew everything that was happening externally, he did not disclose, and now he did disclose that he knew he was talking with the King Pratap Rudra. Seeing the Lord mercy upon the King Pratap Rudra, the devotees praised the king's fortune, and their mind became open and blissful because they have been requesting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for a long time, please, he's a sincere, your devotee, you bless him. Now they're very happy. Somebody offering prayers to the devotee, you see that. Yeah. See, I'm special, Lord embrace me. This is not an attitude, this is a Vaishnava attitude. He is thanking everybody. See, before he went to touch Lord's Spirit, he took everybody's permission. Then after that, thank you so much, all of you. This is spiritual world. Submissively offering prayers to the devotees, folded hands, and offering obeisance to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the king went outside. After this, Vaninatha Raya brought all kind of prasad and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted lunch with the devotee. The king also sent a large quantity of prasad, Sarabhattacharya, the Ramananda Raya, and Vaninatha Raya. King also sent, he is a king, a rich billionaire. The prasad sent by the king had been offered at the Balagandi festival, included uncooked milk products and fruits. It was all of the finest quality. And therefore, there was no end to the variety. There were curd, fruit juice, coconut, mango, dried coconut, jackfruit, various kind of bananas and palm fruit seed. There were also oranges, grapefruit. See, many people think spiritual life means there should be only boiled rice, isn't it? I remember when my mother had once come to our temple, and big temple in Bangalore. So that was the Ekadashi day. And in ISKCON and Ekadashi day also, there is feasting of non-grain item like this, uncooked fruit items. So a huge variety in the morning. And again, afternoon lunch I brought her, again she ate 20 items. Again night, again 20 items. So next day I told her, you have to come. What? You have broken, you have to break the fast. Acha, I saw your fast. What breaking fast now? So like that, people do not know. ISKCON, there is no fasting, there is only feasting. Okay. There are also oranges, grapefruit, tangerines, almond, dried fruit, raisins, and dates. There were hundreds and different types of sweetmeats like Manohara laddu, sweets like Amrita Gutika, and various. There are also prayer, papayas, and Sharavati, a type of orange, and also crushed squash. There are also regular cream, fried cream, and certain type of puri made with cream. There are also sweets like Hari Vallabha and sweets made of shenoti flour, kapura flowers, and malati flour. There are also pomegranate, sweet made with black pepper, sweet made with fused sugar, and amrita jalebi. The lotus flower, sugar, a kind of bread made from urad dal, crispy sweet meat, sugar candy, fried sweet rice, sesame seed sweets, cookies made of. Many people think it's all Maya, no? No, it's not Maya. Somebody was telling, your temple construction going on, you only eat, in South India, we eat rice, rasam. You just eat rice, rasam, save money to build temple. I said, nobody will remain here. In fact, many devotees, they came to ISKCON via prasadam. At least I remember, first time when I went to in a guest house to meet the devotee, they served me prasadam. I was so tasty. So it encourages people. Srila Prabhupada in America, how did he make devotees? The prasadam. Around the world, ISKCON is supposed to have one Sunday called Love Feast. And there is a huge prasadam distributed. People come. So tasty, 10, 12, 14, 20, 25, 30 items are there. People get mad. Many devotees in America, they know, they particularly go on Sunday just for that. Even people don't come for programs, just like an entry for many people. So prasadam should be variety. Variety, the mother of enjoyment. And if you deny variety, then it's like you're a Mayavadi. Don't be Mayavadi. There's a variety is there. At least the Lord should be served with great opulence and unlimited variety. Then devotee honor the prasadam. Particularly in a festival, devotee can be a little extra. Normal days, they try to keep their eating restricted. They eat less. Many devotees just eat one time. Many devotees just eat 2 times. They eat less. That's good. Okay, so there was also, but this is a festival. It's a festival, there are a lot of varieties. There was lotus flower sugar, a kind of bread made with urad dal, crispy sweet meat, sugar candy, fried sweet meats, sesame sweet seeds, and cooking made of sesame seeds. There are also sweet meat. There is a sugar cane candy in the form of oranges, lemons, mangoes, along with fruits, flowers, and leaves. So yogurt, milk, buttermilk, fruit juice, a preparation made of fried yogurt, sugar candy, and salty moong dal sprouts with shredded sugar. Now ginger. Now this has to be a great cook who's writing all the Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was a great cook. Prabhupada also was a great cook. So to describe Chaitanya Charitamrita, you also have to be a good cook. Otherwise, what you will describe? Like me, you'll read, you don't know what is what. So if you are a good cook, you can take good classes of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Those are various types of pickles made of various kind of pickles, lemon pickle, berry pickle, and so on. Indeed, I am not able to describe the variety of food offered to Lord Jagannatha. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw half of the garden filled with a variety of prasad, he was very satisfied. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was fully satisfied just to see how Lord Jagannath had accepted all the food. So festival should be like that, Janmashtami means 10,000 items. What is all this? Prabhupada says, Krishna, we should offer unlimited. There was an opportunity, I remember, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj, was in Manipal, near Manipal. He was having an Ayurvedic treatment. So that was a day, that was a Prabhupada Disappearance Day came. It's around Kartik time. So we were all there. So we thought we will offer some 10 items. We said, no, 108 items. And we were in the middle of a kind of a jungle, Still it was possible. Just the desire should be there that I want to serve the Lord with energy. People can make hundreds of items. 5 or 7 loads of plates made of leaves of ketaki tree, and the men were supplied 10 of these plates, and each dishes were served. 10 plates. Each person was eating in 10 plates. That's how the festival feast has to be there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood the labor of all the Kirtana chanters, very eager to feed them sumptuously. And all the devotees, just like a mother, if she feeds a child 10 items, 20, very happy. Similarly, actually, the Lord, being affectionate, in Prabhupada used to feed his devotees. In fact, he had some devotees very huge. And in the beginning, Srila Prabhupada used to personally cook all the dozens of items. And after that, when they're serving, he used to say some of these boys used to eat 10, 12 chapatis, one person. They were big, huge, some of them. And still remember later, and he was very affectionate. He was laughing. He used to eat 10 chapatis. So devotees sat down line. The Sri Chaitanya personally began to distribute the prasada. And then, as usual, he gives food of 10 people. How the devotees could not accept prasadam until Chaitanya took it. So it was Sarup Damodar who informed the Lord. So they will not eat before Chaitanya. That's an etiquette. Always an elder devotee eats first. Sarup Damodar says, my dear Lord, would you please sit down? No one will eat until you do. At this point, Chaitanya sat down with his personal associates and fed everyone very sumptuously until they were filled to the necks. The festival, it is like they filled to the neck. Taken. After finishing, the Lord was, imagine you have a festival at your home, you invite devotees, you have cooked 50 items, and you're saying, no, I eat only one. How much you will feel miserable, angry. After finishing, Lord washed his mouth and sat down. There was so much extra prasad distributed to thousands. Following out of the Sri Chaitanya, Govinda's personal servant called for poor beggars who were unhappy due to their poverty and fed them sumptuously. The festival means everybody should be fed. Observing the beggars eat prasada, Chaitanya chanted Hari Bol and instructed them to chant the holy name. As soon as the beggar chanted the name Hari Bol, they immediately absorbed in ecstatic love of God, and in this way, Sri Chaitanya performed wonderful pastime. Outside the garden, when it was time to pull Jagannatha car, all the workers called Gaudas and tried to pull it, but it would not move forward. When the Gaudas saw that they could not budge the car, they abandoned the attempt. Then the king arrived in the great anxiety, accompanied by officers and friends. So now the Lord had a big feast, he was not moving. Jagannatha was not moving. Becoming even more eager to move the car, the king had a very strong elephant brought forth and harnessed to it. The strong elephant pulled with all their strength, but still the car remained at a standstill, not budging an inch. As soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this news, he went there with all his personal associates. And then they stood there and watched the elephant try to pull the car. So first it big wrestlers, they could not do. The regular Gauda servant, they could not do. Then he brought elephants, and elephants could also not move. You are playing with the Lord or what? If he doesn't want to move, Balaramji will see, you cannot move. Bala is here. Chaitanya heard that what's happening. Saw the elephant trying to pull the car. The elephant being beaten, the elephant goat were crying. But still the car would not move. The assembled people cried out, alas. At that time, Sri Chaitanya let all the elephants go free and place car's ropes in the hand of his own men. Chaitanya then went to the back of the car and began to push it with his head. It was then that the car began to move and ramble along, making a rattling sound. Indeed, the car began to move automatically, and the devotees simply carried the ropes in their hands. Since it was moving effortless, they did not need to pull it. When the car moved forward, everyone began to chant the great pleasure. All glories, all glories, all glories to Lord Jagannatha. No one could hear anything else. Jai Jagannath. Okay? You can see Jai Jagannath. That's the only thing. Jai Jai. They could not hear anything. In the moment the car reached the door of Gundicha temple, upon seeing the uncommon strength of Sri Chaitanya, all the people were struck with wonder. The crowd made tumultuous vibration, chanting Jai Gaurachandra, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. People began to chant, wonderful, wonderful. Dhanya, Dhanya. Seeing the greatness of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Pratap Maharaj and minister friend was so moved by ecstatic love, the hair stood on the end. That is the nature. When some devotee does something extraordinary, everybody is ecstatic, not envious. All the servants of Lord Jagannath then took him down from the car, and the Lord went to sit on his throne. Subhadra and Balramji also sat on their respective throne. They followed the bathing of Lord Jagannath, finally the offering of food. While Lord Jagannatha, Lord Balaram, Subhadra sat on their respective thrones, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees began to perform Sankirtana with great pleasure, chanting and dancing in the yard of the temple. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting and dancing, he was overwhelmed with ecstatic love, and all the people saw him also, flooded the ocean of love of God. In the evening, after finishing his dancing in the yard of the Gundicha temple, Lord observed the Aarti ceremony. Thereafter, he went to the place on the Aitota and took rest for the night. For 9 days, the 9 chief devotees had Advaita Acharya got an opportunity to invite the Lord to their homes. During the 4 months of the release, the remaining devotees extended invitation to the Lord for 1 day each. In this way, they shared invitation. For the 4-month period, all the daily invitations were shared among important devotees. The rest of the devotees did not get opportunity to extend invitation to the Lord. Since they could not get 1 day each, 2 or 3 devotees combined to extend invitation. They were pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acceptance of invitation. After taking his bath early in the morning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to see Jagannatha in the temple. They performed Sankirtana with his devotees. By chanting and dancing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu induced Advaita Acharya to dance. Sometimes he induced Nityananda, Haridas Thakur, Chanan, Achyutananda to dance. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu urged Vrakreshwara, another devotee, to chanting and dancing. 3 times daily, morning, noon, and evening, he performed Sankirtan in the yard of the Gundicha temple. At this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt that Lord Krishna had returned to Vrindavana, thinking this feeling of separation from the Krishna was subsided. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always thinking of the pastimes of the Radha and Krishna. He remained personally merged in this consciousness. There were many gardens near Gundicha temple, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associate devotees used to perform the pastime Vrindavan, and each one of them in the lake named Indradumna is sported in the water. The Lord personally splashed all the devotees with water, and the devotees surrounding him on all sides also splashed the Lord. While on the water, they sometimes formed a circle and sometimes many survived. In the water, they used to play cymbals and imitate the croaking of frogs. Now, water is like that. It makes you so fresh. Okay? So they are actually imitating the pastime of Vrindavan and the lake, how Krishna used to play with the gopis. Sometimes they would form pairs to fight in the water. One would emerge victor, other defeated, and the Lord would watch all this fun. Now look at who are all fighting in water sports. First one took place, Advaita Acharya and Nityananda, always they will debate. Who threw water? Advaita Acharya was defeated. Balaramji definitely is more powerful. Later began to rebuke Nityananda, calling him bad names. Sarup Damodar Vidyanidhi also through water. Manananda and Murari Gupta Vasudha also sported in that way. Another duel together, Srivas Thakur and Gadadhara Pandita, Raga Pandita and Vakrisham, they only engage in throwing water. Sarabhattacharya engaged in water sport with Ramananda Raya. They both lost their gravity and became like children because both are scholars. See, yes. When Sri Chaitanya saw the embrace of exuberance of Sarabhattacharya, he smiled and spoke to Gopinath Acharya. Tell Bhattacharya and Ramananda to stop their childish play because they are learned scholars, they're very grave and great personalities. Gopinath Acharya replied, believes is one drop of ocean of your great mercy swelled upon both of them. Drop the ocean of your mercy and get drown great mountains like Sumeri and Mandara. Now these two gentlemen are little hills by the comparison. There is no wonder they're being drowned in the ocean of your mercy. Logic is like a dry oil cake from which all the oil has been extracted. Bhattacharya passed his life in eating such dry cakes. But now he made him drink the nectar of transcendental pastime. It's certainly your great mercy upon him. After Gopinath Acharya finished talking, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and calling for Advaita Acharya made him act like Sheshanaga bed. Lying down on Advaita Acharya, Advaita Prabhu, who was floating in the water, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated the pastime of Sheshashai Vishnu. Manifesting his personal protein, Advaita Acharya floated about on the water carrying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What all is happening here? After sporting in the water for some time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to his place at Aitota and accompanied by his devotees. Paramananda Puri, Brahmananda Bharat, and all other chief devotees of the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took lunch at the invitation of Advaita Acharya. Whatever extra prasada brought by one into the Raya were taken by other associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the afternoon, Lord went to Gundicha temple to visit and dance, to visit the Lord and dance. At night, he went to the garden to take rest. The next day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the temple of Gundicha and saw the Lord. He then chanted and danced the yard for some time. Accompanied by devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then went to the garden and enjoyed the pastime of Vrindavan. There were multifarious trees and creepers in the garden. They were all jubilant to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, the birds were chirping, the bees were buzzing, and a cool breeze was blowing. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced beneath each and every tree, Vasudeva Datta sang a song, sang alone. So Vasudeva Datta was announcing. As Vasudeva sang a different song beneath each and every tree, Sri Chaitanya would dance there alone in great ecstasy. Sri Chaitanya would then order Vakreshra Pandita to dance, and he began to dance. The Lord began to sing. The devotee like Sarup Dhamma, other Kirtana performers began to sing along with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being inundated with ecstatic love. They lost all considerations of time and circumstance. In fact, I became devotee by such a Kirtan. In the sense, not like this. The devotees in our college had come, they're a German devotee. They were sitting in garden of the guest house. They started Sankirtana. In a circle they were sitting. And they were singing for 2-3 hours. And I had opportunity to play Mridanga 1 or 2 hours. And I got that pleasure of what they were tasting. And that's it. Then you don't need any explanation. After the performing passed in the garden for some time, they all went to the lake called Narendra Sarovar and there enjoyed sporting in the water. So it's like a picnic festival going on at Gundicha. After sporting in the water, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to the garden and accepted prasada with the devotees. For 9 continued days, his Lord Sri Jagannatha Deva stayed in the Gundicha temple. During this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also stayed there and performed the pastime with his devotees, so that have already been described. The garden of his pastime was very large and was named Jagannatha Vallabha. Sri Chaitanya took his rest there for 9 days. Knowing that the hairy Panchami festival drawing near, King Pratapada attentively talked with Kashi Mishra. Tomorrow the function, Heri Panchama Lakshmi Vijaya, hold this festival in a way that never been held before. King Pratapada said, hold this festival in such gorgeous way that upon seeing it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be completely pleased and astonished. Take as many printed cloths, small bells, umbrellas, and chamaras are there in my storehouse and in the deity storehouse. So he wants to do grand celebration. Collect all kind of small, large flags and ringing bells that decorate the carrier. Various musical and dancing parties accompanied in this way, decorate the carrier attractively. You should also double the quantity of prasadam, make so much that it will not even surpass, that it will even surpass Rath Yatra festival. Arrange the festival in such a way that Sri Chaitanya may freely go with his devotee to visit the deity without difficulty. In the morning, Sri Chaitanya took his personal associate with him to see Lord Jagannath at Sundarachala. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal associate returned to Nilachal with great eagerness to see the Hera Panchami festival. Kashi Mishra received Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great respect and talking to the Lord as such in a very nice place, he had them seated. After taking his seat, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to hear a particular mellow devotional service, therefore mildly smiling, began to question Sarup Dhamma that although Lord Jagannatha enjoys his pastime at Dwaraka Dhama and naturally manifests sublime liberality there, still once a year he becomes unlimitedly eager to see Vrindavana. Pointing out the neighboring gardens, Sri Chaitanya said, all these gardens exactly resemble Vrindavana. Therefore, Lord Jagannath is very eager to see them again. Externally, he gives the excuse that he wants to participate in the Rath Yatra festival, but actually he wants to leave Jagannath Puri to go to Sundarachala, Gundicha temple, the replica of Vrindavana. The Lord enjoys his pastime day and night in various flower gardens there, but why did he not take Lakshmi Ji, the goddess of fortune, with him? His questioning. Sarup Dhamma replied, my dear Lord, please hear the reason for this. Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, cannot be admitted to the pastimes of Vrindavana. In the pastimes of Vrindavana, only assistants are gopis. For the gopis, no one can attract the mind of Krishna. The Lord said, using the car festival as an excuse, Krishna goes there with Subhadra and Baladeva. All the pastimes of the gopis that take place in these gardens are very confidential extras of the Lord Krishna. No one knows them. Since there is no fault at all in Krishna's pastime, why does the goddess of fortune become angry? She becomes very angry. That will come now. Sarup Dhamma replied, it is the nature of girl afflicted by love to become immediately angry upon finding neglect on the part of the lover. While Sarup Dhamma and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were talking, the procession of goddess of fortune came back. She was riding upon a golden palanquin carried by 4 men and bedecked with variety of jewels. The palanquin was also surrounded by people carrying umbrellas, chamaras, whisks, and flags. It was preceded by musicians and dancing girls. The maidservants were carrying water pitchers, chamara whisks, and boxes of betel nuts. There were hundreds of maidservants attracted dressed like valuable necklaces. So Lakshmi is always in opulent mood. That is not Vrindavana mood. So therefore, she is not allowed in Vrindavana. In angry mood, now she is feeling neglected. So anybody neglects to get angry, she is very angry. Goddess of fortune arrived in the main gate of the temple, accompanied by many members of her family, all of whom exhibited uncommon opulence. When the procession arrived, the maidservants of the goddess of fortune began to arrest all the principal servants of Lord Jagannath. It's a pastime. They'll now arrest and beat them. The ladies will be beating the Jagannatha servant and take Jagannatha back to Jagannath Puri. The maidservant bound the servants, Jagannatha handcuffed them, made them fall down at the feet of God of the fortune. Indeed, they were all arrested just like thieves who had lost all their riches, all their riches taken away. When the servants fell down before the lotus feet of God of the fortune, they almost fall unconscious. They were chastised and made the butt of jokes and loose language. When the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw each impudence exhibited the maids from the God of the fortune, they covered their faces with their hands and began to smile. So Damodar said, there is no egoistic pride in this within the three words. Like this within the three words, at least I have never seen or heard of it. That Lakshmi was, what is this? Where is it gone? When a woman is neglected and disappointed out of egoistic pride, she gives her ornaments and gives up her ornaments and morosely sits down on the floor, marking lines with a nail. I've heard of this pride in Satyabhama, king's proudest queen, and I've heard of this in the gopis of Vrindavan, who are the reservoirs of the transcendental mellows. But in case of God of the fortune, I see a different kind of pride. She manifests her own opulence and even goes with the soldiers to attack her husband. Sri Chaitanya said, please tell me of the variety, the egoistic pride manifested in Vrindavan. Sarvdamodar said, the pride of the gopis is like a river, flowing with hundreds of tributaries. The characteristics and the modes of love are different in different women. The jealous anger also takes on different variety than qualities. It is not possible to give a complete statement about the different types of jealous anger manifest by the gopis. A few principles maybe serve as an indication. There are three types of women experiencing jealous anger. Three kinds: sober woman, restless woman, and woman both restless and sober. When a sober heroine sees that hero approaching from a distance, she immediately stands up to receive him. When he comes near, she immediately offers him a place to sit. Sober heroine conceals her anger within her heart and externally speaks sweet words. When her lover embraces her, she also returns the embrace. Sober heroine is very simple in her behavior. She keeps her jealous anger inside within her heart. The mild words and smiles, she refutes the advances of the lover. The restless heroine, however, sometimes chastises the lover with cruel words, sometimes pulls his ear, and sometimes binds him with a flower garland. The heroine, with his commonish sobriety and restlessness, always jokes with equivocal words. She sometimes praises her lover, sometimes blasphemes him, sometimes remains indifferent. Now, these are all transcendental behavior in this world pervertly reflected. Heroine may also be classified as captivated, intermediate, and impudent. The captive heroine does not know very much about the cunning intricacies of jealous anger. The captivated heroine simply covers her face and goes on crying while she hears sweet words from her lover. She is very satisfied. Both the intermediate and impudent heroines can be classified as sober, restless, and both sober and restless. All their characteristics can be further classified in three divisions. Some of them are very talkative, some are mild, some are equipoised. Some heroine, according to her own character, increases Shri Krishna's loving ecstasy. Each heroine, right, with the different behaviors, variety. Although some of the gopis are talkative, some mild, some very equipoised, all of them are transcendental and faultless. They please Krishna by their unique characteristics. Sri Chaitanya felt unlimited happiness upon hearing this discussion, then again and again requested Saru Damodar to continue speaking. Damodar Goswami said, Krishna is the master of all the transcendent mellows. He is the taster of transcendent mellows, and his body is composed of transcendent bliss. Krishna is full of ecstatic love and always subordinate to the love of the devotee. The gopis are very experienced in pure love and in the dealings of transcendent mellows. There is no flaw or adulteration in the love of the gopi. Therefore, they give Krishna the highest pleasure. Lord Krishna, the Absolute Truth, enjoys the rasa dance every night during the autumn season. He performed the dance in the moonlit and with the full transcendental mellows. He used poetic words and surrounded himself with the women who were very much attracted to him. These gopis can be divided into a left wing and a right wing. Both wings induce Krishna to taste transcendental mellows by various manifestations of ecstatic love. Out of the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the chief. She is the jewel mine of ecstatic love and the source of all the purified transcendental conjugal mellows. Radharani is Guruna. Her character is equipoised. She is always deeply absorbed in ecstatic love and always feeling in the mood of the left wing gopi. Ujjwala Nilamani. Because she is left-wing gopi, she womanly anger is always awakening, but Krishna derives transcendental bliss from her activities. The progress of loving affair between young couples is by nature crooked, like the movement of a snake. Because of this, two types of anger arise between a young couple, anger with a cause and anger without a cause. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this talk, the ocean transcendental bliss increased. Now, this is not mundane. Please know it's a transcendental mellows, not mundane what you see reflected and think it is comparable to that. That's rubbish. Prabhupada said, never think Radha Krishna Leela is comparable to rubbish behavior in this world. Cannot compare. He therefore told Saru Damodar, go on speaking, and the Saru Damodar continued. Srimati Radha in love is highly advanced ecstasy. All her dealings are completely pure and devoid of material tinge. Indeed, her dealings are 10 times purer than gold. As soon as Radharani gets a chance to see Krishna, her body is suddenly decorated with various ecstatic ornaments. The transcendental ornaments of Srimati Radharani's body include 8 sattvikas, or transcendental symptoms, the 33 vyabharichari bhavas, beginning with the harsh or jubilation, natural love, the convey bhavas, or ecstatic emotional attachment. So Prabhupada has given a list of this, where, 33 vyabhicharas. Okay. Some of the symptoms critically explained in the following verses are Kilakinchika, Kutamita, Vilasa, Lalita, Vivoka, Matoyita, Manugadya, and Chakita. When Srimati Radharani body manifests the ornaments of many ecstatic symptoms, the ocean of Krishna's happiness immediately displays transcendental wave. Now here a discussion of different ecstasies, beginning with Kilakinchika, with his ecstatic movement ornament. Srimati Radharani enchants the mind of Krishna. When Shri Krishna sees Srimati Radharani and wants to touch her body, he prohibits her from going to the spot where one can cross the river Yamuna. Approaching her, Krishna prohibits Srimati Radharani from picking flowers. He may also touch her in front of our friends. These are various pastimes we see in Vrindavana. At this time, the ecstatic symptom of Kilakanchika is awakened. First, there is jubilation, ecstatic love. That is the root cause of these symptoms. Pride, ambition, weeping, smiling, envy, fear, anger are the 7 ecstatic lovings manifest of jubilant shrinking away. And these symptoms are called Kilakinchika bhava. The 7 other transcendental ecstatic symptoms, when they combine on the platform jubilation, they are called Mahabhava. The 7 combined ingredients of Mahabhava are pride, ambition, fear, dry, artificial crying, anger, envy, and mild smiling. These 8 symptoms of ecstatic love on the platform transcendental jubilation, when they're combined and tasted by Krishna, the Lord's mind is completely satisfied. Indeed, they are compared to the combination of yogurt, candy, ghee, honey, black pepper, camphor, and cardamom, which when mixed together are very tasty and sweet. May the sight of Srimati Radharani Kilakincha ecstasy, which is like a bouquet, bring good fortune to all. When Shri Krishna blocked Radharani's way to the Dana Ghati, there was a laughter within her heart. Her eyes grew bright, the fresh tears flowed from her eyes, reddening them. Due to her sweet relation with Krishna, her eyes were enthusiastic. When her crying subsided, she appeared even more beautiful. Agitated by tears, Srimati Radharani's eyes were tinged with red, just like an eastern horizon at sunrise. Her lips began to move with jubilation and lusty desire. Her eyebrows curved, her lotus-like face smiled mildly. Seeing Radharani's face exhibit such emotion, Lord Krishna felt 1,000,000 times happier than he embraced her. Indeed, Lord Krishna's happiness is not at all mundane. Upon hearing this, Sri Chaitanya became very happy and being absorbed in the happiness embraced Sarup Damodar Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Dana Sarup Damodar, please speak of the ecstatic ornament decorating the body of Srimati Radharani, by which she enchanted the mind of Sri Govinda. Being thus requested, Sarup Damodar began to speak. All the devotees of Sri Chaitanya were very happy to hear. Sometime when Srimati Radharani is sitting or when she is going to Vrindavan, she sometimes sees Krishna. And these symptoms of various ecstasy then become manifest in that time is called vilasa. The various symptoms manifest in a woman's face, eyes, and other part of the body, and the way she moves, stands, or sits when she meets a beloved are called vilasa. Sarup Damodar said, timidity, jubilation, ambition, respect, fear, and textures left and gopis are all ecstatic. Is symptoms of mind to agitate Srimati Radharani. When Srimati Radharani saw Lord Krishna just before her progress stopped, she assumed the attitude of opposition. All the face was slightly covered with blue garment. Her 2 starry eyes are agitated, being wide and curved. Thus she was decorated with the ornaments of Vilas, and her beauty increased to the give pleasure to Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Srimati Radharani stands before Krishna, her stand bends in 3 places: her neck, waist, and legs, and her eyebrows dance. When there is the awakening of various ecstatic features of Srimati Radharani's face and in her eyes, a Lalita ornament become manifest. When the bodily features are delicate and expertly curved, and when the eyebrows are very beautiful agitated, ornament of charm called Lalita Alankara is manifest. When Lord Krishna happens to see Srimati Radha decorated with these Lalita ornaments, they both anxiously want to meet one another. When Srimati Radha decorated with the ornaments of Lalita Alankara just to increase Shri Krishna love, an attractive curve was manifest by her neck, knees, and waist. So brought by her timidity and apparent desire to avoid Krishna, the flickering of the movement of eyebrows could conquer the powerful bow of Cupid. To increase the joy of his beloved love, her body was decorated with ornaments of Lalita Alankara. When Shri Krishna came forward and greedily snatches the border for Radharani's sari, she's actually very pleased with it, but outwardly she tries to stop him. The ecstatic dress of Srimati Radharani is called Kuttamita. When it is manifest, she externally tries to avoid Krishna and she apparently becomes angry, although she is very happy within. When the border of a sari and the cloth weaving of the face are caught, she externally appears offended and angry, but within her heart she is very happy. Learned scholars call this Kuttamita. Although Srimati Radharani was checking her sari with her hand, internally she was thinking, let Krishna satisfy his desire. In this way, she is very pleased within, although she is externally displaying opposition and anger. Srimati Radharani externally displays a kind of dry crying as if she is offended. Then she mildly smiles and admonishes Lord Krishna. Actually, she has no desire to stop Krishna, endeavor to touch her body with her hand. Yet Srimati Radharani, whose thighs are like the trunk of baby elephant, protests his advance and sweetly smiling admonishes him. At such time, she cries without tears on her charming face. In this way, Srimati Radharani is ornamented and decorated with the various ecstatic symptoms which attract the mind of Sri Krishna. It is not at all possible to describe unlimited passions of Sri Krishna, even though he himself described them in his incarnation of Sahasravadana, the thousand-mouthed Sheshanaga. At time, Srivas Thakur smiled and told Damodara Pandita, my dear sir, please hear, just see the opportunity, how opulent my goddess of fortune is. Now, the Srivas Thakur is Narada. Narada, if you know, always chant, Narayana, Narayana. He is a devotee of Vaikuntha, of Narayana. So you see, Lakshmi is so opulent. And now the Goloka resident, Saru Damodar, are all going to scold him. Just watch the fun. As well, Vrindavan opulence consists of few flowers and twigs, some mineral from the hill, few peacock feathers, and a plant known as Gunjan. Jagannatha decided to go to Vrindavan and live there. And upon hearing the goddess of fortune experienced restless and the jealousy, she wondered why did Jagannatha give up so much opulence and go to Vrindavana? To make him a laughing stock, the goddess of fortune made arrangement of so much decoration. When the maidservants of the goddess of fortune said to the servants of Lord Jagannath, why did your Lord Jagannath abandon the great opulence of goddess of fortune for the sake of few leaves, fruits, and flowers? Go see the flower garden of Srimati Radharani. Your master is so expert at everything, but why does he do such a thing? Please bring your master before the goddess of fortune. In this way, all the maids of the goddess of fortune arrested the servants of Jagannatha, bound them around the waist, and brought them before goddess of fortune. When the maidservant brought Lord Jagannatha, a servant before the lotus feet of goddess of fortune, the Lord servants were fined and forced to submit. All the maidservants began to beat the Ratha car with sticks, and they treated the servants of Lord Jagannatha almost like thieves. Finally, all the Lord Jagannatha servants submitted to the goddess of fortune with folded hand, assuring her they will bring Lord Jagannatha before her the very next day. Being thus pacified, goddess of fortune returned to her apartment. Just see my goddess of fortune, opulent beyond all discussion. Narada is glorifying Vaikuntha. Srivas Thakur continued to address Saru Damodar, your gopis are engaged in boiling milk, churning and turning into yogurt. That's all. Doodh dahi re tumhara. But my mistress, the goddess of fortune, sits on a throne made of jewels and gems. Srivas Thakur, who was enjoying the mood of Narad Muni, thus made jokes of hearing all the possibilities of Shiva. Shri Chaitanya began to smile, and now they will correct it. Shri Chaitanya then told Srivas Thakur, my dear Srivas, your nature is exactly like Narad Muni. Supreme Personality Godhead opulence is having a direct influence upon you. Saru Damodar, the pure devotees of Vrindavan, it does not know even what opulence is, for he is simply absorbed in the pure devotional service. Saru Damodar retorted, my dear Srivas, please hear with attention. You have forgotten the transcendental opulence of Vrindavana. Naturally, Vrindavan is just like an ocean. The opulence of Dwarka and Vaikuntha, and not even compared a drop of it. Hear this. Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality God, is full of all opulence and complete opulence exhibited only in Vrindavan Dhama. Vrindavan Dhama is made of Chintamani, Prakara Sadmashu, Kalparvaksha, we say that. On the ground, Chintamani is the line. Transcendent touched on the entire surface is a source of valuable jewels. The Chintamani stone is used to decorate the lotus feet of the maid servants of the Sri Vrindavana. Vrindavana, natural forest of desire trees, kalpavriksha and creepers, and the inhabitants do not want anything but the fruits and flowers of the desiring trees. In Vrindavana, there are cows that fulfill all desire, kamadhenus, and their number is unlimited. They graze from forest to forest and deliver only milk. The people want nothing else. In Vrindavan, natural speech of the people sounds like music, and their natural emotion resembles a dance. People are not walking, they only dance. The water in Vrindavan is nectar, the Brahmajyoti effulgence, which is full of variety. Transcendental bliss is directly pursued there in its form. The Gopi, there are also goddess of fortune. The Sarpa, the goddess of fortune, he abides in Vaikuntha. In Vrindavan, Lord Krishna is always playing a transcendental flute, which is his dear companion. Shriya Kanta Kanta, this Brahma Samhita verse. The damsels of Vrindavan and the Gopis are super goddesses of fortune. The enjoyer of Vrindavan is Supreme Personality God Krishna. The trees are all wish-fulfilling trees, and the land is made of transcendental touch stone. The water is all nectar, is coating. The talking is singing, the walking is dancing, and the constant company of Lord Krishna is his flute. The effulgence of transcendental bliss is experienced everywhere. Therefore, Vrindavan Dhama is only relishable about. Chintamani, this verse every day we sing. The anklets on the dams of the Vrajbhumi are made of Chintamani stone. The trees are wish-fulfilling trees. They produce flowers with which the gopis decorate themselves. There is also wish-fulfilling cows, Kabdhinu, which deliver unlimited quantity of the milk. These cows constitute the wealth of Vrindavana. Thus, Vrindavan opulence is blissfully exhibited. Shiva then began to dance in ecstatic love. His vibrated sounds of clapping his armpit with the palms of his hand, and he laughed very loudly. He was very happy to hear the answer of Sarup Damodara, no envy. Thus, Sri Chaitanya heard the discussion about the pure transcendental melody of Srimati Radharani. Absorbed in transcendental ecstasy, the Lord began to dance. When Sri Chaitanya was dancing in ecstatic love and Sarup Damodar was singing, the Lord said, go on singing, go on singing. The Lord then extended his own ears. Then the Sri Chaitanya ecstatic love was awakened by hearing the songs of Vrindavana. In this way, he inundated the Purushottama Jagannath Puri with the love of Godhead. Finally, the goddess of fortune returned to her apartment in due course of time. As Sri Chaitanya was dancing, afternoon arrived. As much as singing, all the four Sankirtana party grew fatigued, but Sri Chaitanya ecstatic love increased twofold. While dancing absorbed in Srimati Radharani's ecstatic love, Sri Chaitanya appeared in her very form. Seeing this form from a distance, Nityananda Prabhu offered obeisances. So dancing in mood of Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually showed Radharani's form. Okay. And Nityananda Prabhu saw that and offered her prayers, his prayer. Upon the ecstatic love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu did not approach but remained at a little distance away. Only Nityananda Prabhu could catch Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but the ecstatic mood of the Lord could not stop. At that time, the Kirtana could not be continued. Sarup Damodar informed the Lord that all the devotees were fatigued. Seeing the situation, Sri Chaitanya came to the external senses. Sri Chaitanya then entered the flower garden with all the devotees, resting there for some time, finished his afternoon bath. Then there arrived large quantities of variety food that had been offered to Sri Jagannatha, and variety had been offered to the god of the fortune. Sri Chaitanya finished his afternoon lunch, and after the evening bath, he went to see Lord Jagannatha. As soon as he saw Lord Jagannatha, Sri Chaitanya began to chant and dance. After accompanied by his devotee, the Lord enjoyed sporting in the lake called Narendra Sarovara. Then entering the flower garden, Sri Chaitanya took his meal. In this way, he continuously performed all kinds of pastimes for 8 days. The next day, Lord Jagannatha came out from the temple and, riding on his car, returned to his own abode. As previously, Sri Chaitanya devotees again chanted and danced with great pleasure. During the Pandu Vijaya, Lord Jagannatha was carried, and while he was being carried, a bunch of silken ropes broke. When Jagannatha deities carry intervals if placed on the cotton pad and the ropes broke, the cotton pad also break. Due to the weight of Lord Jagannatha, cotton floated in the air. Ramananda and Satyaraj Khan were present from Kulina Gram, and Sri Chaitanya with great respect gave them the following orders. Sri Chaitanya ordered Ramananda and Satyaraj Khan to become the worshippers of the ropes and every year bring silken ropes from their village. After telling them this, Chaitanya then assured them the broken silken rope, saying, just look at the sample, you must make ropes that are much stronger. Sri Chaitanya then informed Ramananda and Satyaraj Khan that the rope of the board of Lord Shesha, who expands himself 10 forms and serves the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After receiving orders from the Lord for rendering of service, the fortunate Satyaraja and Ramananda Vasu were greatly pleased. Everywhere, therefore, when the Gundicha temple was being cleaned, Satyaraja and Ramananda Vasu would come with the devotees with great pleasure, bring silken robes. The Lord Jagannatha returned to his temple and sat on a throne, while Sri Chaitanya returned to his residence with his devotees. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed the Rath Yatra ceremony to his devotees and performed the Vrindavana pastime with them. The pastimes of Sri Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya, are unlimited and endless. Even Sahasra Vadana, Lord Shesha, cannot reach the limits of his pastime. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padayara Asha, Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Dandavat
Dandavat
pranam.
pranam.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So nice hearing
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Chaitanya
Hare
Charitamrita.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Prabhuji.
Now you
Thank you,
can
Prabhuji.
meditate on the
Yes.
past and take rest. Okay. So this is good. That's just an attempt. This is an overview study. We are not really going to the purpose. That study is called Bhakti Vedanta study. It will come one by one. It will come. And that not even Bhakti Sarvabhauma study. Just like we study Bhagavad Gita, we will study Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Bhagavad Gita, then the next course coming for everybody is Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava course. After Shastri, then Bhakti Vedanta, then Bhakti Sarvabhauma. Sarvabhauma stage, we have to study the Chaitanya Charitamrita thoroughly. Okay. But now we are just tasting the little nectar of it. And you see, this book is so different. Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.